Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is one of those videos that I never thought I would make. That I thought I would avoid with a 10-foot pole and like it had the plague because this person is disgusting and I wanted nothing, and I do mean absolutely nothing to do with him. I feel like talking about him only makes him stronger. I feel like if we just stopped talking about him, he would go away, but apparently there are some people out there in this sphere who don't know. If you would like, I will publish the email conversation with the person if they're okay with it. I'm gonna email and ask them back. I'm gonna email them and ask them back if they're okay with it. I'm pretty sure they're gonna be okay with it, but I just want to double check and make sure that they're okay with it. And I will publish the email request to my Twitter so that you can see that I actually got emailed on this. This was not a conversation that I actually wanted to talk about, and I actually had no idea because I avoid this subject like the freaking plague. But I was asked, so I did the research, and now we're doing the video. So now my minute-long intro, you're wondering what I'm talking about. Onision. Onision, Onion Boy, the grossest thing ever. Okay, why am I talking about Onision? Well, for those of you who don't know, and I did not know because I do not stay in the same sphere as this creepy, gross human being, that Shiloh and Skylar and Billy and Sarah, and I'm sure the list goes on and on, of girls are starting to come out and talk about what was done to them, how it was done to them, and yeah, how Onision is not in jail, how correct me if I'm wrong down the statement, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt here. Lainey Bud is now going by Kai, I guess. I keep hearing that, so I'm assuming that he or she is now a he and she's not going by them or their pronouns anymore, so we are going to refer as Lainey Bud from here on out as a him and as Kai, because all the videos that I've seen are referring to him as Kai now. So we're just going to go ahead and give Kai the benefit of the doubt on that, even though I don't think that Kai deserves any sort of benefit of the doubt, but yeah, okay. So, wow. I already knew after the whole Billy situation that Onision was disgusting. Also, what he did to Jacqueline Glenn, like, he tried to dominate Jacqueline Glenn. You cannot tell me that he didn't. Like, when she was dating, sitting here trying to think of his name. Those of you who can remember it, put it down in the comment because I still can't think of it. And if I could, Social Repose, I got it. When she was dating Social Repose, he was all up in her stuff, trying to be like, you can't date him because I said so, and he's a bad person. Now, he kind of turned out to be right. The Social Repose was a bad predator person, but it's like a predator can smell another predator kind of thing. And I also think that he was jealous of that relationship. So, yeah. But, ew. Just ew to both of them. Ew. But, yeah, I kind of knew that he was gross after the whole Billy thing. Like, the whole wanting to shave her head and tattoo wire on her back and chain her in a basement. It's a very domineering kind of thing going on. Like, he's got no respect for her for doing that. Over smoking pot, which helped de-stress her. And the fact that she had to basically sneak out of his house. She had to run away in the middle of the night while he chased her down, and I guess his socks in the rain or whatever. I don't know. That's disgusting. He's disgusting. But there was this whole thing, and this, like I said, I did not keep up with this drama. So there was this whole new person, or maybe she was there when Billy was there. I don't really know. But her name is Sarah, and she did an interview with Blair White where she talks about how Kai and Greg both groomed her. They sent her a series of text messages where, and this is where Kai's going to get himself into trouble. He sent her pictures of him in a t-shirt or a like button-down shirt with nothing on underneath, where her entire, was showing. Because she was 15 at the time when this was sent, I believe. And then she got a picture of Sarah topless when Sarah was 15. So not only did she send pictures to an underage girl, but she received pictures, or he received, I'm not used to calling Lainey Bada, he received pictures of a 14-year-old, 15-year-old girl. So they're talking and they're becoming friends or whatever, and there's already a huge power dynamic that is not okay here, because not only is this girl 14 years old when they start talking, but she's a huge fan of Kai. And so she's talking to Kai, and she's waiting. In my opinion, she's having a really hard time at home. And so Kai then waits until the perfect opportunity when Sarah is like, I've had enough, I can't take it anymore, and offers to become Sarah's legal guardian at the age of 15. Now, I don't know what's going on in Sarah's personal life, but as Sarah's mother, I would have never, no matter how bad her home life was, would have never signed over custody of my child to someone in another state who is an internet star who I have never met. My child is not going with anyone I have never met for more than 5 minutes until she's over 18 and she can make her own decisions. So they've moved this girl in, and they are sending her inappropriate text messages, sexually explicit things, like a description of Gregory's junk, which I don't know about you, but I don't want a description of Gregory's junk for any reason ever. Gregory is just bleh. And they're also making jokes about waiting for her to turn 18, and when all this stuff with Billy's going down, they're saying, why don't we just wait for Sarah to turn 18 and we can have this like tripod relationship with Sarah. So they're have custody of Sarah while planning to wait for her to turn 18 to have a relationship with her. That is grooming. That is absolutely grooming. It is absolutely disgusting, and it is not okay. And they have 2 kids of their own, which is really concerning within itself. So, they are grooming Sarah. And apparently at some point, after Sarah turns 18, it's like the day after, I believe, that Sarah turns 18, they all have a sexual relationship. And you're just sitting there going, ugh. Luckily, Sarah got out of the situation, I guess, years ago. She's older now, and she's speaking about it. And that's the whole Sarah situation that was brought to my attention by the person in my email. Like, that was the specific thing that they were talking about. And that is absolutely grooming and it's absolutely disgusting. But that's not the only thing coming to light. Now we're talking about his first wife, Skylar, something like that. I didn't even know that he had a wife before Shiloh, and I didn't know anything about Shiloh either, to be perfectly honest. I don't pay attention to Gregory because I think he's gross. My husband did like his I'm a banana, look at me move. It was one of like the first videos he showed me when we started dating, and that video is forever tainted for me now, so thanks Gregory for being gross. But that memory with my husband is tainted. Thanks Gregory. Yeah, gross. But just the abuse that Skylar suffered, and the fact that this is where it gets so much worse. Skylar was 18, and you're going to see a pattern of his age for his girls stays the same while his age goes up, and we'll talk about that. But Skylar, his first wife, he talks about being interested in her, but he was more interested in, get this, her 15-year-old sister. That's right. Gregory was more interested in his wife's 15-year-old sister. And we'll get into some of the stuff that he does to her pictures when we talk about Shiloh in a minute. But that's disgusting. That, once again, is predatory behavior and is disgusting and shows a pattern. Now, when him and Skylar got divorced, he had to pay her alimony. And he decided to basically be a manipulative dick. And he does this in his own thing, where you see some of his videos where he was like, where his channel was tanking, where he would talk about killing himself and how he needed his audience, which is emotional manipulation tool that he is using, and he used that on her. He was like, if you don't remove the alimony, I'm going to kill myself. So there's a pattern of emotional manipulation threatening suicide. And then suicide is a really, really bad, horrible thing for everyone involved. And for you to use it as a manipulative tactic makes you disgusting, Greg. You are disgusting. You are absolutely the worst human being on the planet. So, yeah. So then they officially completely separate. And while they're separated, he dates this girl his own age. And it doesn't work out for some reason or another. And I'm just going to do it through her quick thing. She wrote this email where it exposes, like, in one night when he tried to get in touch with her, he called her like 13 times. Like, left her 13 voicemails and a whole bunch of other stuff where you can play those voicemails if you want. You can find them. They're insane. They're manipulative. They're gross. But when he realized he couldn't manipulate her, he moved on to Shiloh, who at the time, Greg would have been in his mid-20s. At the time, Shiloh was 17. So once again, his age for girls is staying the same while he is getting older. And there's a power dynamic in there because Shiloh is also a fan of his. So he has Shiloh, and she's come out. This is alleged. I'm going to put alleged so Greg doesn't find me and send me some stupid-ass cease and desist letter. But allegedly, this is Shiloh's account, and she is talking about her relationship. Started when they were 17. He moved her out into his apartment in, I guess, Tacoma, Washington. I love Tacoma, Washington, by the way. It is gorgeous. And he has her in his apartment. And he does just awful things. And remember, this is her first sexual experience. And he has her, like, sleep on the floor while he's editing videos so that he can have sex with her whenever he wants. There's one point when she's sitting down next to him, and this kind of comes in like the slave category thing, where she's like, I love you, you're like my little puppy, you're always looking at me, and stuff like that. And it's really, really, really just mind-bogglingly gross. And then he he's emotionally abusive. He locks her out of the bedroom, and he won't let her sleep in the bed, and he's just all around abusing Shiloh. Go read her Twitter for that whole feed. I don't want to go like completely into detail on that because it's absolutely horrifying. Then she has a miscarriage. She gets pregnant and she has a miscarriage, and she ends up having to fly back to Canada to get treatment for this miscarriage because Greg is not allowing her to get treatment, and this is where they finally break up. She has sepsis. She has to go back. Now, there is several mental breakdowns that I am not going to discuss here because I think it's absolutely wrong. Her mental breakdowns that were filmed and everything that went on with that, like her grandma seizures, we are not discussing that on my channel. I will not draw attention to that. So yes, I'm aware it happened. You don't have to bring it down in the comments. I'm just not discussing it because it's showing those videos. It's just re-traumatizing her, and I don't think it's okay. So she goes and she gets help, and that's their final, like, they're done. After like 2 years of abuse and all sorts of other things, she's like 18, 19. She figures it out, and she has a healthy relationship now. So way to go, Shiloh. I'm glad you have a healthy relationship. I hope that you are okay. He moves on to Taylor, who is aka Laney-Bot, who I guess is now going by Kai. And she is, you guessed it, 17. And he marries her against her parents' wishes, and he moves her out too. And you can just watch that train wreck of a relationship. I just wanted to put that out there that Taylor was 17. I no longer think, I used to think that Taylor was a victim and she was manipulated, but she's doing things on her own now that have taken her from victim to predator, and there will be videos linked down below where they'll go more into that because I just don't want to. I just wanted to answer that email and explain and do all of that stuff. I know there's better in-depth videos that I'll link down below. Also, because I keep forgetting to say this, look at my channel description down below. I am putting smaller channels like mine down in the description, channels that I like, makeup channels, political channels, all sorts of other stuff. I'm starting to make a list, and I'm going to put them down there. Please go check them out if you like them, subscribe to them. Smaller channels need love too. You guys have given me that love, and I just want to pass that love on to other channels, and I will see you tomorrow.